God says today you are not an outer court Christian. That is not your call and that is not your territory. You have done your time in outer court religion, but now I am calling you not just into the holy place, but into the Holy of Holies where my Shekinah presence is the only illumination. I dwell in thick darkness and I am calling you to walk where others are hesitant to go. I am giving you the treasure in secret places. You will know and you will walk in the thick darkness of hidden places where I alone dwell and come out with a blank checkbook of my blessing in your life. You are going to have to ask me, says the Father, and I dare you to ask for that which I am willing to supply. Change. I am writing the word change over your life. Change isn't harmful, change is beneficial. Allow me to define shift, transition, and commissioning in your life. I am commissioning you, says the Father. Your blessing time has come, but every blessing comes gift-wrapped in kingdom responsibility. Be willing to say, "Here I am, Lord, send me," and I will take you by the hand and walk you off your map into a whole new geography of blessing and fulfillment in my purposes. God says today, what you have seen others do, you will be authorized to do likewise. I am training you, gifting you, and activating you. You will know my voice and see with a clarity that will astonish even those most skeptical against the things of God. The gifts of the Spirit are beginning to move fluently in your life. It is a new season and a new challenge. Before you feel like you are ready, you will not only be taught, but you will teach others. Many are called, says the Father, but few are chosen. Many are invited to the feast, but only a few are willing to be inconvenienced. Beloved, I am reconfiguring your life for my service, says the Father. I will cause you to stoop low in humility and spiritually wash the feet of many. This is a deep calling to deep times, says the Father, and as you respond to my call, so I will fulfill those things in your life that were promised, and not one word will fall to the ground that I have sown into your life. God says today that I speak to you as the king of old said to Ashtar, to the half of my kingdom. The scepter is being lowered toward you, and I am bringing the kings over your life. Get ready, get ready, get ready, for it is a new day, and I am leading you in a new and living way. The days of principle and precept are coming to a close, and the days of leaping and rejoicing are at hand. Fear looks, says the Father, let your faith leap this day. The wind of my Spirit is beginning to blow, and there is a new direction and a new course. The Father says, loose the anchor and let go. Allow me to bring you into my deep purposes that were ordained for you from the foundation of the world. I am moving you in a new direction that will bless your life and cause you to be a blessing to many. To the half of my kingdom, says the Father, you will not be denied. God says today that my kindness is about to pay its dividends in your life. My kindness is about visiting you and addressing every deficit you have experienced, both naturally, in relationships, and spiritually. You have been dry and thirsty, and others have said, can't you just be satisfied? There was even an accusation that your lack of contentment was a deficiency of spiritual maturity. On the contrary, the Father says that eagles don't thrive in hen houses. I am bringing you out of the hen house religion and into the company of eagles. It doesn't matter if others don't understand or get you, for so they didn't understand me. I am cleansing you from the past, and I am wrapping you up in myself, says the Father, and bringing you to a place of rest. In that rest will come the outpouring of good things you have believed for and hoped and wished for, says the Father, for that is my now purpose in your life. God says today, this day is your invitation to heaven's extravagance. This day I have posted to the inbox of your human spirit the RSVP to come up higher into my environment and domain. There were no budget overruns when I built the heavens, my beloved, and money was no object. Set your standards higher. Your life is bankrolled by the economy of my kingdom, not the economy of man. What money cannot buy and natural wealth acquire, I will pour out into your life with unrestrained benevolence. I am not looking for a reason not to bless you. You don't have to overcome my reluctance to act on your behalf because the cross is my eternal yes to every dream and every need and every provision. If I did not withhold heaven's highest price to pay your sin debt, what lesser amount would I be reluctant to pay? I declare this day that I am at war with the poverty mentality of those who claim to know me best but in fact, understand me least. Raise your expectations. Believe in big things and better things than you have dreamed or thought of. I am standing and waiting in the rarefied atmosphere beyond your highest heart desire. Come to me expecting, for you will not be disappointed. God says today, I am not on a budget, therefore you are not on a budget. Put your attention today upon my supply and not your lack. Your lack is fading away this day and being replaced by my full provision for your life, your dreams, and your vision. Let there be no hesitation to write the vision, commit to the vision, and expect it to come to pass, because that is who I am and what I do. I am your dream fulfiller, and I am activating within you a radical, kingdom seeker spirit. Go ahead, says the Father, I dare you to bankrupt heaven. I dare you to believe for that which others have said I would not do. They don't have a clue of how much I love you and how much I have laid in store for you in the heavens. Draw on that inventory today. Make a demand on that storehouse of wealth earmarked for your earthly journey. You will not run out, and you will not fail to find that full and fresh assignment from heaven that activates you in your destiny as you seek, pursue, and lay hold this day on my kingdom in your life. The Father says today, fear not. Fear is mental pornography, a disgusting suggestion that I am not at hand or available to preserve, protect, and defend you. Reject fear, says the Father, for it is beneath your dignity in my kingdom. Fear has no place in your mind or imagination. See, I have given you the city. See, you are a mighty one in the earth, endorsed by heaven's hand and all the resources of the kingdom. See, and know my fullness and greatness as your base state. Luxury, opulence, and provision constitute the default environment that I have surrounded you with. Defeat is not an option. Failure is not your portion. I am with you. What is there to fear? I am upholding, says the Father. You are not dependent upon mere human resolve or resourcefulness. It matters not the circumstances of your birth, your station in life, or what others do. I am your defense and your protector. I am your promotion, and the greatness of this day's blessing is drawn directly from my divine substance. Fear not. Rejoice. Recline yourself emotionally and mentally today at the table of my rest, for the day of your visitation is at hand, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. God says today that defeat is not possible from your position in Christ. This truth is demonstrable and measurable in your life. Have I ever failed you? Have I ever let you down? Am I not ever interceding on your behalf, stating your case before the throne? I am lobbying for the highest heart's desire and greatest dream fulfilled. This is the only assignment I have undertaken since ascending on high, leading captivity captive. There can be no other outcome for you. So reject the rationalizations of unbelief and religious thinking. I haven't called you to be religious. Spiritual reality and religious pretense cannot exist in the same environment. Which do you choose, my beloved? I have ordained you to be a first partaker and a breaker partner in your deliverance and blessing. So gather up your dreams, thoughts, concerns, and plans and move over from the unreality of religious triviality into the substance and truth of who I am and what I am doing on the earth. It is a new day. The provision is made. The next step you take is a step into the bona fide fullness of my promise. God says today you are destined to be a part of something larger than yourself. There is going to be a great awakening again on the earth. I never leave my pastures at the mercies of the wolves and the predators who spare not my flock. I am superintending the affairs of men, even though at times that hasn't been the focus or the message of those who claim to represent my interests. You have a portion, says the Father, and you have a place in those things I am about to do and to bring over the earth. As I passed over Egypt and called out my sons and daughters, I am passing over you this day and marking you for my purposes. So pray into my purposes and pray into my holy pursuits, for they are the framework of your future. Eye has not seen and ear has not heard the full glory of that which I am doing. Even now I bring to the birth my purposes, and I am calling upon you to have the spirit of a midwife to attend the birthing of this new season of renewal and outpouring. As a wise steward, I am bringing forth things new and old. I will marry the generations and cause a new sound to be heard on the earth. Are you ready? Prepare yourself, for I have chosen you for this hour and day that is now at hand. The Father says today, be encouraged and be emboldened. Be encouraged, for I have activated the Holy Ghost shock troops to descend upon your position to support, defend, and assist you in the fray. Be emboldened, for the enemy is cut off from his supply lines and has no hope of prevailing against you. Let your heart be reinvigorated with joy and with the audacity of one who already knows the outcome. I am here, says the Father. I am standing in your outcome as you emerge from the confusion of the fight. You were never exposed or vulnerable. You will see that I had you covered the whole time. Do not let the enemy take your enthusiasm or energy, or he will think he has won. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Prosperity and success do not belong to the adversary. Prosperity and success are mine to bestow. Know this, that yours is the spoil and yours is the victor's crown. On the field of battle, you will walk away with the trophy for the outcome that was secured on your behalf 2,000 years ago. The Father says today that I am your peace. Your peace comes from my presence in your life. I am bringing you to rest, says the Father, even the rest of one whose warfare has been done away with. The hectic pace will subside. The hue and cry, the noise and confusion is now being replaced with the stillness of my spirit, both within and around you. Your inner peace will become your outward circumstance, even the peace that I am in your life. I am your peace, says the Father, and I am pushing down every wall erected against you. You will not need to negotiate with the rabble-rousers or troublemakers. The peace I bring has nothing to do with compromise solutions. You will not give up one iota of victory. Yours will be the entire spoil of blessing and provision and release. The enemy will be left empty-handed. They threatened and roared and intimidated, but the threats wherewith they threatened will come down on their head, and your eye will see it, and know that I have worked behind the scenes to ensure the outcome beyond any expectation or hope. It's who I am, says the Father, and what I do for you are my beloved, and I have set my favor upon you. The Father says today that my sovereignty and majesty are overwhelming your adversary today. Your life is under my jurisdiction and not the enemy. It is my rule that puts down all other rules in your life. You are not subject to man, demon, angel, or random chance or circumstance. My plan is inexorably unfolding in your life, and nothing takes me by surprise. In your day-to-day, the supremacy of my goodness will be seen strikingly and unmistakably. My dominion over you is what enforces my favor and my unconditional love, and will not be denied. My love is no strings attached, says the Father. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. I never look past the shed blood to determine your qualification for blessing. The profile of authority I exercise over your life differs from those who have not accepted me. I have slated you today for yoke easy and burden light. My invitation is, come unto me and I will give you rest. So this day, says the Father, find your way into my lap and lay your head on my shoulder as I safely and surely navigate you through the challenges ahead and deposit you safe and sound and blessed at the terminus of the current circumstance and situation. This is my love for you, and this is the promise I have kept every day of your walking and will continue every day forward. God says today, when you stand in judgment, you stand on the side of the adversary. The Father declares today that you are destined for a face-to-face call. I bled and died as an advocate. I stand today, ever interceding and advocating for you before my Father. There are many souls in the docket of heaven's justice besides yours, my beloved, including those who have accused and misrepresented you and said all manner of evil against you. These defendants are adjudicated on the same basis that I move every single day on your behalf. Forgive, says the Father. Release. Bless. This brings the gavel of heaven down in your favor and brings the release of glory from mere potentiality to substance and blessing and breakthrough. Do not judge nor allow yourself to be judged in the court of popular opinion. You are not of the people, you are of the kingdom, and as such your accountability is to my voice and not another. You will know the assertions of misguided humanity when you hear them. Yield not to illegitimate authority. Did I not say, my sheep hear my voice? When man cajoled, threatened, or manipulated you, was it my voice coming across or the voice of another? Forgive, release, bless, and move on in the assignment I have set before you without hesitation. Heaven's resources are remediating every shortcoming, and every necessary correction will come in the nurture and love that I have for you as a father. Your blessing time has come, and from this point forward, as you listen and respond to my leading, you will be exonerated, validated, and established. God says today the sky isn't falling, the kingdom is coming. The talking heads point to the problem and insist that theirs is the superior intellect. I say to you that you cannot solve the problem on the level of the problem. You must ascend to that high and lofty place that I inhabit with the one who is of a humble and contrite spirit. In humility and contrition, I will evacuate all unbelief and excuse-mongering from your mind and cause my thoughts to gain preeminence in all your thinking, calculating, and planning. I will cause my plan and purpose for your life to become a matter of effortless rejoicing and not an endless drudgery of unbelief and struggle. Goodness is my base nature, says the Father. I am good and the author of all goodness in your life, community, and nation. It's very simple, says the Father. If it isn't good, it isn't God. All opinions, doctrines, or suggestions to the contrary arise from the uninformed viewpoints of the self-appointed. They honestly don't know me. They assert their authority and prove when they open their mouth that they've got me all wrong. You see, says the Father, I place no value on any condition produced by the fall. I am a good God, and my default answer to every promise you stand on is yes. I never say no to my promise. I never say not now to my promise. Today is the day of salvation, and this day is the day that everything changes and the path of life for you begins even now to trend upward in my goodness and out of the valley of shame and lack and sickness and brokenheartedness. God says today that when you pray you are convincing yourself, not me. I don't need convincing, says the Father. I've already made up my mind about your future, your blessing, and your destiny. No impediment or obstacle needs the slightest attention from the throne to bring your highest heart's desire to fulfillment. The only thing needed for a total shift, transition, and breakthrough, my beloved, is the occasion of your faith expressed and released into the heavens. It is your now time for my now blessing to manifest and blossom and flourish on your behalf. I have placed eternity in your heart and the irreducible fullness of all that heaven affords on the inside of you. Your prayer, your heartfelt prayer, without pretense or struggle, will release that fullness. The fullness of blessing, peace, and victory by every definition conceivable is yours as you pray out your desires and pray into my supply. This is your hour and your time, so do not let another moment go by in useless worry or fretfulness. This is your coming out party. Put on your dancing shoes, I know the steps, say the Father, just follow my lead and the joy is all yours. God says today, pack your bags, I'm pulling you into the place where victory is assured. I didn't leave the children of Israel in Egypt, neither will I leave you where you are. You are coming out, says the Father, and you aren't coming out empty. It has been said, where God guides, God provides, but I say to you that I will provide for you even if you make a misstep or a wrong turn. When your children make mistakes, do you stop feeding them? How much more will I continue to care, bless, and love you amid your mistakes? So get ready for change and know that your hands will not be empty, nor will you be operating on a marginal budget, for my base state is one of prosperity and blessing. I place no premium upon suffering and no value upon poverty. I became poor so that you could be rich. Rich in substance and rich in favor with those that you need to have favor with. So relax and know that change isn't harmful, it's beneficial. Don't ask, how much is this going to cost me? But rather, how much is this transition going to bless me? Because it is a blessing ahead of you, lack is now behind you, and my goodness will carry you all the way home. God says today your miracle is within your reach. Your miracle is right before you if you will only look to the throne and not to the struggle. Shift your focus, says the Father, and watch the change that spontaneously manifests as a result. Why be perturbed about the enemy when you can look at the majesty of the throne? In all of life, you must understand that you are where your attention takes you. Set your affections upon the throne where I sit as king over every challenge of your life. I have given you heaven's best. I have left nothing out that would be advantageous or beneficial to you in the hour of need. Lift your head, beloved, and see the resources of heaven flowing to you from under the door of the temple which you are. I am not a far-off God. I am not an aloof, celestial magistrate looking for any pretext to deny your plea. That is how I have been represented by those who claim to know me best, but they've got me all wrong. I am your loving Father, willing to move heaven and earth, to bring time and eternity to a standstill if necessary, to reach down and draw you out of the mundane limitations of earthly things. This is the accepted time. This is the hour of your salvation. I have no other calendar other than now to work from. Receive your entitlement, beloved, and know it as the portion I paid the highest price for on your behalf. God says today that no power in heaven and earth can set you outside my plan for your life. Your days are not strung together in some random meaningless order. The events of your life and the things of tomorrow are written in my book and will come to pass exactly as I have planned. The only deviation from my perfect order is determined by your level of trust and confidence in who I have represented myself to be in your regard. So who do you say that I am, says the Father? What you think determines your tomorrow far more than the choices of others, circumstances, or the happenstance of your birth. Let this day be a point of turning to deep trust, says the Father. Let this day be the day that you acknowledge with all that is within you that my agenda is to bring heaven to earth in your life and your experience. You will not be left out. You will not go unblessed. You will receive the inheritance and the full redemption of the purchased possession that Calvary afforded you 2,000 years ago. Fear not. Fret not, nor be concerned about the things and situations and circumstances that seem to contradict what I have said. Circumstances change. Situations change. My promise abides forever, and you will not be denied. God says today that your portion is to know repeated and frequent breakthrough experiences punctuated by my sovereign process of raising you to sonship and kingdom privilege. There is a difference, says the Father, between experience and process. Experience changes your life. Process changes you. My agenda and the agenda of my kingdom is to do both. I am changing your life. I am causing your life to be a little bit of heaven to go to heaven in. I am also changing you. As you cooperate and align with my character and my leading and my words revealed in your heart, I will change you into one who reflects my character and walks in a level of authority and power that you have only fantasized about. So come unto me, says the Father, and experience yoke easy and burden light. The yoke is taken off of your life in the sudden experiences of shift and transition that become the bright spots in your personal history. The burden light is the joyful training process by which you take my hand and allow me to lead you off your map and into the coordinates of my great promise for your life. Do you trust me, says the Father? Then here we go. The Father says today, make a covenant with your eyes that you will not look upon those things which cause you to stumble. They will cloud your vision, and if you are going to see from me, you must turn away from what the world wants you to see and look only upon that visage that I set before you. Say to your eyes, be closed to the things of earth and open to the things of heaven. Say to your eyes, see, and to your ears, hear, and to your heart, respond to what the Lord is saying and showing you. God says today that you are not under the law, but under grace. You are not under the expectations of man, but under the liberation of my Spirit. Do not allow others to define what success looks like for you. Work from the template that I have established in your life and not the unrelenting pressure of religious minds who will not lift those same burdens with one of their little fingers. This is the breaking of illegitimate authority over you. Shake off the uninspired statements and opinions even of so-called validated prophets who have spoken out from under the mantle I laid on their shoulders. There are men and women with mantles upon their lives from me who are laying down ultimatums that are not hearing from me. Yes, I will not always strive with man, but know this, my mercy and my grace is past finding out. My love is fathomless. My love will bring you to change and shift and breakthrough. Release yourselves to my love and set aside the vain, shrill denunciation of backward-looking minds. Be free. Be free from the word of man and liberated by the word I have spoken. God says today you must refrain from moving in pity. If you move in pity, you will crush your soul with the false burdens of man. There is a difference between pity and compassion. Compassion empowers you by my love, but human pity will quench your soul with heaviness. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Do not yoke yourself with the expectations of men and what they want you to be. Make it your determination to be a Father pleaser and to do what you see the Father do each day. As you do this, says the Father, I will separate you from religious death and bring you to new life and new service and new joy. God says today, join me in the place of prayer. Every day you come to me, you will find me praying. It is even as I said in my word, I am ever interceding. As you rise in the morning, come alongside and join me in the place of prayer. Join me, and before you open your mouth, pause to hear the words coming from my heart and pray those prayers. I am praying for you, and I am praying for those around you. I am praying for kings and nations, and I am praying for the destitute and forgotten. Pray specifically and pray determinately. Pray for your rulers and those you are accountable to, and for day by day. Come alongside me in intercession, says the Father. The bridal season has come, and I will have a bride washed in prayer and cleansed in intercession, because they hear my voice and join me behind the lattice in the place of intimacy. So come near, says the Father. Come near and seek my face before you seek the face of man. You have asked for change, and this is where it starts. You must align yourself with my mind and my heart every day, and that alignment with heaven will produce heaven's characteristics in your life. God says today that I am rising in history and rising in the earth and riding the crest of praise that has been lifted to me. Your praises are the staging ground from which I work. You have asked for miracles and you have asked for signs, and they are available, they are all around you. I am breaking into your life with a new purpose and new fire. Sweep away the ashes of past disappointments. You have camped there long enough. You are ready, says the Father. You are ready for change, and change is at hand. Empty your hands and let me fill your heart with new joy and new meaning. I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Allow yourself to see my abundance breaking through in your life today. The Father says today, I've got you surrounded, you might as well give up. You might as well surrender to my love, because love is who I am and love never fails. Go ahead, says the Father, give yourself up to my goodness. Empty your hands of those paltry and meaningless things you have feared would become a loss to you. Go ahead, count all but loss that you might gain the Christ anointing that is released to you this day. Surrender, says the Father. Surrender, I've got you surrounded. You are surrounded by my love and you are surrounded by my goodness. You are surrounded by my provision and captured by my sovereignty. I am used to getting my way, says the Father, and if you trust me, if you put your trust in me, you will not be disappointed. The Father says today that there is no other name under heaven other than the name I have given you. I have given you my name and ratified the power of my name with the blood of my dear Son. Beloved, if I have withheld not my Son from you, then what in your mind would I possibly deny you? If I gave you heaven's best, how shall I not freely give you every other lesser gift? Break down the tyranny of what your mind says, and what circumstance may assert contrary to my promise. Know that I am the faithful one who will in no wise cause you to come up short in any area of your life. My love is everlasting and it is undiminished by your humanity or shortcomings. You need not earn what is freely given, says the Father. You need not prove your worth, for I have established your worth in the blood of the Son. Receive your answer today. Receive your miracle. It's no great thing you have asked. My answer is yes. God says today that my love for you is a love that reaches and rescues you. I am your refuge, says the Father, and I am your rescue from all the threats of the enemy. I know your longing and your desires. I know that which your eyes have longed to see and that hope for which your heart has been famished in waiting for. Receive the witness of my Spirit today that says, all is well. All is well, says the Father. All is well, for my love is undiminished. All is well, for my hand is unrestrained. All is well, for you are not forgotten and you are not set aside. Find rest for your soul and allow forgiveness to come. Allow wounding, every wound to be mended and made whole. This is my love and my care for you, O my beloved. The Father says today there is a thunder on the horizon of your life. The beneficial rains of my Spirit are vectoring in on your life today. Close your eyes to the parched here and now and smell the fresh, moisture-laden wind of my presence finding its way to your life. I will moisten you and drench you and fill you with all the rivulets of my goodness and blessing. Yes, says the Father, the dry season is over. The cracked and dry earth of your hopes is breaking forth with the forgotten harvests of obedience past. I said that I would not leave you nor forsake you. I am come as the rain, even the former and latter rain upon your earth, even the earth of your own heart and life. Let your song be the song of the plowman overtaking the reaper. Let your song be the song of one whose warfare is past and whose blessing has come, for that is your portion from my hand today. God says today, allow love to change you. As you yield to love, you are yielding to me, for did I not say in my word that love is who I am? Yes, says the Father, allow the I am that I am of my love to empower and invigorate you this day. Allow the love that I am to take you past the resentments and wounds that have held you in bondage to pain and the past. Let go of the past, says the Father. Beloved, let go of the past and step into the future that I have prepared for you, even the table of my bounty. Beloved, no longer allow yourself to think in a loved less manner. Adopt this day a loved more paradigm, for that is the environment I have opened to you and invited you to be established in. Take all fear of lack or loss and cast them into my fathomless love. Every fear, every torment, every loss. Cast them into the ocean of my love and my fidelity and my promise over your life. Watch every care disappear beneath the shimmering depths of my love for you. See my love swallow up and dissolve every care, my beloved, for this is my care for you and my love for you, and this is the day that I have determined that you know my love and my I am nature in fullness. God says my love never fails, beloved. My love never fails and my love never changes. There is no variation in my love, so there is no time that I love you more and no time that I love you less. I chose before the world's founding to love you ceaselessly without boundaries and limits. Know this day that you are loved. Wrap yourself in the knowing and console yourself in the conviction that my love is your resource for every challenge and every difficulty. You are the beloved, and as my beloved, there is nothing that can challenge my love or separate you from the fidelity with which I love you. God says today, you know my rain is about to fall when you hear my sound. Some will say it thundered. Some will be distracted by the angel activity that accompanies everything I do. But if you focus on my heart, you will hear my sound. You can hear my sound in the media. You can hear my sound in the idle conversation of those around you at work or the restaurant. My sound, says the Father, will always precede my reign. Some are calling for drought and denial of my blessing on the earth. They deem that to be my judgment on the ungodly. Is that all the cross taught them? If I rejoiced in the destruction of the wicked, I would have never sent my Son to die. My Son in anguish on the cross is my response to the vilest offender. Let my love saturate you today, says the Father. When you are offended and angry at the actions of others, listen for my whisper. Can you hear it repeating over and over again? Forgive. Release. Bless. Forgive. Release. Bless. As you forgive, release, and bless even those who don't serve my purposes in your life, I will then forgive, release, and bless you in unexpected ways that you have been crying out to me for. I know you know this, says the Father. That's why you hear my sound. My rain is coming in advance in response to the obedience I know you are going to walk in this day. God says today, never answer your critics. Those around you are having a hard time coping with your call. They don't see you the way I see you, and that stumbles them where you are concerned. Would you like me to help you with that? Love them regardless. I have called you to walk in humility. This doesn't mean that you should bow to the pressure of men or demons. Humility is a frame of reference in your walk with me regardless of what men think. In that humility, you will find the grace to walk in love. I haven't called you to stand in any man's shadow or to bow to the opinions of men about who you are and what you are supposed to be doing. The waters you are navigating in this season have shipwrecked many because they allowed the distractions of men to drive their lives to the ground on the reefs of illegitimate authority. The Father says this is no time to be a careful failure or to measure the opinion of the uninformed. Strike the sails of your spirit and turn your rudder into my wind. I am taking you to the uncharted waters of your divine destiny in me.